a great approach of midside is be able to grab your entire synth bus and give almost like a different place where you can EQ a certain area of the group, of the bus, and place stereo information, for example, more on the upper mid-range on the side, and lower information, so let's say 500 hertz and down, more on the mono side. So the way you create like more like an open field using midside processing. You can also do it in a dynamic way. So let's get into that. For this this idea, we can use multiple plugins. I want to just use the ProQ3 for that. So all right, let's open up this plugin a little bit more. Okay, let's see what we have on the synth low. That's a typical scenario. Okay, let's listen side only. Yeah, listen on the side. We are kind of missing all this area here that we can kind of use to open on the stereo field, okay? So, very simple. I choose the linear phase mode all the time. With the ProQ3, with the right click, I pick the side. And then I have different options. One, to move the side dynamically. So this means more information I'm getting on that part of the spectrum, and more the side will open. Okay, so let's solo that. Without, with. So there's essentially more level we're getting on that part of the spectrum around the 3K area, and more the side will expand. Okay, that's one option. The second option, it's a little bit more technical in this case, and is essentially use a more specific multi-stage area of side. So let's say that we want to, instead of put like the entire weight of the side in this part, so, okay, let's go back before. So instead of doing that, essentially the entire weight is there. There's another way, which is this. We do a very similar way how I address ringing point, but now for enhancement. So what I do, I solo just the synth. I'm gonna click the headphones on the band. I want to find the part that essentially has a lower level of information. You're going to feel like less loud information on the side. You're going to pick those parts. Okay, and then I keep going. Make sure that I'm selecting side. Stay away from that. That's another one. That's another one here. I'm going to pull this down, and we're going to just pull up all together. Let me delete those. There we go. Keep going. There we go, right there. So now, we found three parts where we are missing some side information. I can grab those together. Oh, let me turn that dynamic. There we go. Yes, okay. So now it's essentially like a multi-stage of side expansion. It's not a multi-band, so we're not cutting essentially the spectrum in parts. We're just like enhancing different parts. Let's solo the side. Oh yeah. Let's play with the music and the drums and everything else. Oh yeah, when I turn on the Pro Q, you're gonna feel like a certain energy is coming up on the upper mid range and the top ends. At the same time, if let's solo the mono side now. If I solo the mono and I switch on and off, there's no difference. So I'm enhancing the stereo field strategically on this part. Now, when I do this, I can go in other groups and kind of like create separation to add some other side information outside of this area. So if I'm comfortable with this on the synth, let's make this small, let's place this. Now I can take my entire drum bus. Oh, I lost that. So I can take my entire drum bus, stay away from 3K and up. So we can do, let's say, I do like 3K cut, and I do about 300. We stay away from the 300 and down, we stay away from 3K and up, and we have this range that we can create some stereo information on the drums to kind of like fill this gap. So let's play with the music in relationship of the music. Let's create a stereo about 8 milliseconds. Let's see what we can get. Now, the difference of doing this on individual instrument is that now we're grabbing the entire drum bus, we open up the side on the lower mid-range without fighting with the top. Just to make sure, under 300 we make minus 100, it goes completely mono. You can see from here. So focus on clap, tail of the reverb, all that. We need to grab something, clap. There we go, here. Mono, stereo, there we go. In relationship with the bass. Same. All right, let's bypass just, well, the synth and the drums. Let's see. Very nice. Yeah, so we are shaping the side of this mix with a combination of individual sounds and entire groups. Let's take a look. When you see this, it's panning. Everything's being panned, but the shape, kind of tree shape that I like, is getting there. Before we close this part, I want to just touch a little bit about the bass relationship with everything else that's been done so far. So the bass on this song on the drop is purely mono. 100% mono. You can tell it's maybe a little bit of the side on the mid-range. And I kind of developed my own techniques to be able to get wider on the bass, but retain relationships with the lower notes. And that is creating a little bit of saturation. So let's do that really quick. So let's go 300. Let's keep completely mono. Now we go 3 to 1K, and then we don't care much about after that. Now we go to Saturn. We got about, again, yeah, we can actually do 300 hertz to 1K and create some harmonics, this part. can do all tape. Now, if I open the side, you're gonna really feel it. There we go. Just open the side a little bit without saturation, a bit. Let's play with the rest of the song. Without. It's pretty effective because it's open up some harmonic on the side without fighting at all with the low end. So check just drum and bass. Without. You can do a tiny bit less extreme, so do that. Pull this down a little bit. There we go. And now we have a bass that's a perceived wide mid-range, but retain a very tight mono compatibility. I say right? Yeah. So relationship with the kick. On the part 3, we're gonna talk about touch. Just really, we're just gonna scratch the surface a little bit on mid-side processing and mastering.